It's hard to believe that our favorite musical, Sound of Music, has already celebrated its 55th year. The classic film will be celebrating its 56th year this April. The show might be Julie Andrews' most famous role in a long time, his glorious career as Mario in The Sound of Music. To honor our favorite singing governess, we put together some little known facts about the beloved musical. Even if you've been watching with your grandma ever since you were born, the best some of these revelations will still come as a surprise. For example, can you imagine a world in which Audrey Hepburn took on the role of musically urgent former nun? We definitely cannot. Test your true knowledge with this cinematic touchstone. Before we start, if you guys find this video interesting, please don't know by smashing the like button. If you enjoyed the content of my video playlist and want to see more, just click subscribe and don't forget the notification bell to get latest updates. The Sound of Marcus. Christopher Plummer, December 13, 1929 to February 5, 2021, was not excited by the overall sadness of the film. To be more specific, he hated it. He has referred to the musical as a side of Mucus and has liked working with Julie Andrews so being hit over the head with a Valentine gift. The two are reportedly friends to this day. Wait, that wasn't the Austrian national anthem? We hate to break it to you, but Oderus is not the national anthem of Austria. Don't worry, the American administration had that wrong too. Also, Christopher Plummer's singing voice was dubbed over, which was fine by us. It wouldn't be fair to him to have the voice of an angel and be such a handsome devil. Perhaps there is justice in this world. The almost drowning incident. From the outset, the cast and crew knew that little girl, played by Kim Kat, was afraid of the water, a feeling that translated pain through her face in the sea. When everyone you see in this photo fell out the boat, Julie Andrews was supposed to catch Cather, but they ended up in opposite sides. I could assume Cather said many years later, so that was a horrible experience. Schnitzel with what? It may have been among Fred and Maria's favorite things, but apparently nobody in Austria would ever design a costume schnitzel in noodles. Potato salad, maybe. Noodles, no way. Can't watch this animation slapsack, but there aren't many words that rhyme with strudel. Plus, this was the very last musical they created together. They earned this little bit of artistic license. The Great Escape that never happened. In the movie, we're supposed to believe that the Von Trapp's escape was under the nose of Nazis, climbing over the Alps on foot after giving a performance in which they declared love for their homeland. The real family showcased by the movie actually pretended they were heading to vacation in Italy, just one day before the Germans shut down Austria's borders. From there, they made their way to America, where they became the Von Trapp's family singers and toured with clubbing circuits. Little Loneliness facts. You can't see it here, but Leslie played an actress Chairman Carr performant in scene with a badly sprained ankle. It was wrapped beneath her tights, and the bulge was easy to see in early versions of the film. Later versions were daily altered, though with no real-life romance existed between the eldest Von Trapp daughter and a young Nazi. Carr admitted years later that while making the movie at 21 years old, she had a cast another cast member, Christopher Plummer, who was 35 and married at the time. Yodels away. Apparently, Julie Andrews was no expert yodeler. She did okay, but the real Maria Von Trapp eventually taught her a thing or two on national television. Where was the real Maria? Sadly though, despite the fact that they had been recorded pretty seriously and even considered allowing family story to be made into a major motion picture, the real Maria Von Trapp didn't get an invite to the movie's premiere. When she called the studio to inquire about a ticket, Excess told her there was none left. Bad form, old boys. Somewhere in an alternate cast universe, this could have looked like a very different movie. Julia Andrews considered turning down the role, having recently filmed Mary Poppins. She was wary of playing another governess character. She got over it and even took the kids on set by singing the Yet to Be Heard, typically extra-licious. Rumors has it that Audrey Hepburn and Doris Days were considered for the part of Father Maria, and that both Sean Connery and Bing Crosby took out the opportunity to play Captain Von Trapp. Grace Kelly was selected in the mix too, for playing both the lead role as well as the one of the nurse. The leading lady kept toppling over. Julia Andrews had a hell of a time staying upright while filming the opening scene on those heels. They were alive with the sound of music. In each take, she had to run back and forth across the mountaintop meadows high in the Swiss Alps. The scene was actually filmed in Magdeburg, Germany, while a helicopter filmed everything from above. The downdraft just was so strong that every time the helicopter circled around me, the downdraft just flattened me to the grass. Andrews said, I braced myself, although it's not going to get me this time, and every single time I think it does. Chairman Carr's famous competition. Mario Farrow had auditioned for the part of Leslie. After listening to this audition tape, we think it's best for everyone, the role went to Chairman Carr. Captain Von Trapp, a real-life softie. The Von Trapp family was disappointed by how harshly their father was portrayed in both the stage musical and the film. In truth, Captain Von Trapp was a softie, while Maria was a taskmaker and disciplinarian. The family tried to persuade producers to soften Christopher Plummer's character, but they were ultimately unsuccessful. He really did use a whistle to signal the kids though. The writers got the kids all wrong. The real Von Trapps had an older son, not an oldest daughter, and the character of Leslie was purely fictional. Another tweak, while Captain Von Trapp did have several children in his first marriage, he would go on to have 3 more with Maria. The last of him was born in 1939. All the names and ages of the kids were changed in the film version. All of them really were musical, though long before Third and Maria ever arrived. On-set growth spurts. Adorable little Lily gained enough weight during the filming of the movie that by the end, she was too heavy to be carried around. Actress Kim Carter doesn't actually appear in the final scene in which the Von Trapps climbed over the mountain. Christopher Plummer requested little stunt double to carry on his back. She wasn't the only one to experience a growth spurt during production. Plummer himself said that he ate and drank a lot while on location, and his costumes had to be adjusted to accommodate his more beautiful girth. The Von Trapp tradition goes on. A new generation of Von Trapp family singers are still at it today. The great-grandchildren who grew up stateside released the first episode this year. While it's not exactly like the miracles their sisters took on tour, we had to admit this version of Odorless is pretty incredible. The Sound of Music played an orchestral background and multiple solo opera parts. I slightly remember watching the Sound of Music years ago and dreaded watching it again. Watching it this time was different as I remember, as I'm beginning to have a basic appreciation of music that I really enjoyed it much more. Remember, I really paid attention to the music and words being sung and told in the movie. I also think the flueness of the music was to depict something great as well. I believe that the music could tell the movie without saying anything at all. It begins with her singing by herself with the mountains. The hills are filled with music, which in the end are they escaping after becoming a musical family. Although the relay of the Von Trapp family is quite sad, the producers of the movie did their best to enact an entertainment interpretation of the story, which made us emotional and made me shed someone to tears as well as it's also a masterpiece. Did you guys like the Sound of Music? What are the most memorable moments you remember while watching the movie? Please know by shouting it down in the comments. And also, if you want to give your family a surprise gift for any special occasion, you can always check our website and look for creative and double gifts. This has been Music Chest, your music school for Jurasso, signing out.